Hi everybody, this is December 21st, 2009, and it's the first day of winter, just a few days before Christmas, and down here in Panama I'm looking out my window right now and there's no snow, surprised as that may be. It's about 30 or 31, and I know you in Canada and many parts of the States, particularly the eastern parts, have been just dumped on big time with snow. I feel bad for you. I'm sure you feel bad for me too in the heat that I must bear here as I serve Jesus. Just interesting, the other day, yesterday actually, in fact, I was going over some of the things I've been praying about and praying for quite some time. And I began to get a little bummed out about it, actually, because I was thinking of some things I prayed for, in some cases, a number of years, and they've not been answered. Those prayers have kind of hit the wall, they've hit the ceiling and gone nowhere. And so I was kind of bummed out, and then I started talking to myself, if I'm allowed to do that. I'm sure none of you do it, but I do from time to time. And I began to tell myself remind myself what the Bible said, and that is, do not lose heart. Do not be weary in well-doing. Those kinds of things. And that's easy to say, really hard to do. Then I read the story of the persistent widow who goes to the judge's door and knocks until he answers and gives her what she wants. And then I read the story of the Syrophoenician woman whose daughter was in dire need and dire straits, and she goes to Jesus to ask for help, and he says, "Listen, I'm not, you have to. You're a dog, and dogs eat the food on the crumbs that fall to the floor and fall to the ground." She said, "Okay, I'll have that." And Jesus was amazed at her faith. Boy, that's a tough one. And I guess Jesus is amazed at our faith, but I need to live by faith a little bit more sometimes, because things just don't go away. Even if I pray for them, they don't always go away. I need to learn again, and I'm 50 years old, and I'm still learning this, to be thankful for all things. For all things. That's what the Bible says. It actually uses that word for. And then to be thankful in all things. And to remember that all things work together for good. But then God says again, do not lose heart. Do not be weary in doing good. And I don't really know how to handle that. And so I've just determined I'm going to continue to do it, as I have for years. I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to keep believing. I'm going to do as someone said the other day. I read it somewhere. I can't remember where. But it's a really good idea. Good thought. And they said these words: walk in the assumption of faith. Kind of interesting. Better than walking in discouragement, I would think. Better than walking in despair or walking in depression. Walk in the assumption of faith. I would change that a little bit. Walk in the assumption of hope. And as I do, I'm trying to assume that God is actually working things out. I'm trying to assume through hope that God's going to bring all things to completion in His way, in His time, and for my benefit and His glory. I'm hoping for that. I'm praying for that. Then I read in Proverbs chapter 25, verse 2, and it talks there about, it is to the glory of God to conceal a matter. It is to the glory of God to conceal a matter. Very interesting. What that means, and what I take it to mean for me personally, when I get down in the dumps and a little wiped out or bummed out, is that passage simply means, on occasion, it's just none of my business what God's doing or how He's doing it. It's my business to trust. His business to act. My business is solely to trust. So I'm going to try and do that. Again, like I said, I'm 50 years old. Hard to teach an old dog new tricks. But I got to tell you, for whatever reason, that whole thought brings a lot of peace to me. That I can't do anything for myself. I can't change anything in the world that I want to have changed. I can't do that. But God can. And so I'm going to just walk in the assumption of hope, believing that God has got His act together, and He's going to do things well for His glory and my benefit. So I hope that ministers to you this Christmas. Hope all things are well for you. Have a great Christmas. And I'll talk to you again in a few days as we address issues of our lives, issues of our world. God bless. Bye-bye.